Alright, so I couldn't see what the hell I was doing down here because everything is just so freaking dirty. So I sprayed about half a can of brake cleaner over everything. Just kind of cleared everything up. See, I can actually see some connections now. You know, I'm going to go through now and unplug everything and wipe everything down and get it all clean, and we're going to stick to the same plan, but it was freaking filthy. And I know if you use brake cleaner on wires and cords and stuff, it's not good for it, but what the hell else was I going to do? I guess I could have wasted electrical contact cleaner on it. Maybe that was the thing to do, but this is what I did, so. Alright guys, so what I've found here, I don't know if it's going to focus, come on, is the corner of this solenoid connector pack or whatever has broken off. And if you remember, there was a bunch of fluid down inside there, and now that's probably how it was getting in there. So for now I'm just going to clean it up like I had planned and get it all clean, get all the connections clean, and drive it and see if it pops up again. And if it does, I'm going to pull this off and I'm going to see if there's any fluid in there again. And if there is, clearly it's coming through that crack, so I'll have to replace the whole solenoid. These other connectors, I'm going to clean those. These two copper things here, or I guess they're brass. That is your input and output from for your transmission fluid going into your radiator to cool off. And then I have this oil leak and I'm not quite sure where it's coming from. But if you remember, there was oil all over everything down here. And I've kind of traced it to be coming out of there. The hose that goes on there was cracked and it was barely on. And it looked like it had been cracked for a while and somebody had gone with some electrical tape and just taped it, but it didn't do a good job. The electrical tape had come off, but what's interesting is that I also have oil all over, basically. All over in here, you can see it down in there, all up in here. So once I get that all cleaned, I'm going to investigate whatever the hell this thing is. This box thing here. Because that appears to be where it's coming from. And I bought a new gasket for these valve covers. And I might just go ahead and throw those in. I don't know if this oil is coming from the gasket failing there or if it's up here or what, but I don't really know how to tell, so I'm just going to go ahead and replace them all. Alright, I finally got all those connectors out, and these two look alright. Nothing dirty on the inside, but the outsides are filthy, so I'm going to clean those up. And this one here was pretty good. I think I might have already hit that one with cleaner when it was still in there, so it looks pretty good, but I'll hit it again. And this one, you know, it doesn't look too bad. Definitely going to clean the outside though, because it's pretty dirty. This one is pretty dirty, and I think that one is one of the shifter ones. Or not the shifter ones, the what am I thinking of here? The input or output for the speed, so that the transmission can shift properly. And then this one is that 8-pin connector, and it is absolutely filthy. I really think this is where all my trouble's coming from. Just that I'm having dirty grounded connections. Because the problem's intermittent. It'll happen and then it'll go away and happen again, blah blah blah. I mean, look how filthy that is. Look at that. Good Lord. So, I think I figured the problem out for the transmission, but after I get this all put back together, I'm going to have to figure out where the hell all this oil is coming from. And these harnesses are just god awful. Look at that. Oh my goodness. So I've got a little work ahead of me, but we'll get back to you when I'm done. Alright, so I got the connectors all cleaned up. On focus. There you go. All clean. This one here. And the back of that was dirty, so I cleaned that up. I did new tape. I went through and cleaned all the wires and checked for shorts on the inside. There is one funny splice in this large conduit, but it looked alright. So I taped all the wires under the conduit, then I put the conduit back on, and then I taped over the conduit and tried to get as best I could. This one here, you can't do all of it because of that screw. And then went up here. I left the ends of these because they... Okay, so my last video cut out in the middle of it. I was telling you that the connectors looked like they were okay, so I didn't cover them up with any tape. They looked pretty clean and everything, so on the inside they were fine, and I was running out of tape is why I did it, to be honest. And I had just enough actually to finish the job. So after that I took a couple more videos, but I didn't realize I was out of storage on the phone, so you didn't get any of them. Well, I didn't get any to post to you. But I've gone ahead and cleaned everything up, and it's really nice now, and I put it all back together, and I'm going to show you right about now. So those wires, that's the black and white connector. They hooked up nice. I put a little bit too much grease in. I didn't show you before, but I did show you, but it got deleted, I think. I put dielectric grease in all of these after I'd cleaned them out with electronic contact cleaner. And I put a little too much grease in, so they were all really hard to get in. I had to really force them in. But at least I know I have a good grease contact in there. But I basically filled them as full as they would go, and I would definitely recommend not doing that. I would maybe do half, because they went in kind of easy until like the last 3/4 of the push. Yeah, half is probably good. This one was pretty easy to get in. This one was really easy because it had a bolt, but basically it was that yellow one down there, which is the RPM input, I believe, and then that one out right back there. Really hard to see, the hard one to get to. That's the RPM output. And on these hoses, I wish I would have made a video telling myself, because the one on the left we're inverted now. It's going to be the one on the bottom, which in this video it's on the top because I flipped the camera 180 degrees. Like, here's me, I'm probably upside down. So the top one here, which inverted back to normal, would be the I guess it would be the bottom, yeah. Now I'm getting myself confused. So that bottom one, oh shit. Okay, yeah, the bottom one goes to the left. Confusing myself now. No wonder I was confused before. And the right one is going to be the top when you're not inverted. So that's it. I guess I still have to put all the airbox shit back in, but before I do that, I'm going to tackle this thing. I looked up a video about taking these off. It's pretty easy. This thing here that I didn't know about before is the ignition coil, and since it's only a 4-cylinder, there's only 4 of them. And I guess it's pretty common for the seals to leak. Come on, focus. The seals to leak down in there around the spark plugs, which would explain the oil that's in there. And then it's also pretty common for these to fail too. these gaskets, and it'll go all the way around. Follow the light all the way around that gasket. And then the gasket kit should come with 4 spark plug seals as well. And basically there's bolts all the way around the sides, and then I think, yeah, there's some on the inside here too. None there. One right there though. And then all around the back side, which you can't see, you kind of have to go in blind. So first thing, pull the coil. Second thing, pull the spark plugs. Third thing, pull the valve covers. And I will do another video after I've done that.